enough. Let us try and entertain you. So I'm really excited. You know, I haven't seen my first guest for almost 2 years, but I am so glad that she's back. She plays the quintessential housewife, tackling teen angst and marital mayhem in a very desperate neighborhood. Take a look at her work, would you?
I'm about to blow your mind, Lynette.
Oh, don't. I like my mind the way it is.
What would you say to the idea of taking the kids out of school for a year and bopping around the country in one of these sweet rides?
Well, I might not say anything. I might just put my finger to my ear and twirl it in small circles. We can't do something like that,
Yes,
huh?
we can. We can do whatever we want. Life is short.
Okay, let me ask you one tiny question about this big adventure plan of yours. Who's going to be running our restaurant while we're off doing the electric Kool-Aid acid test?
That won't be our problem. The last few weeks, I've been talking to a guy from Pasantino's Pizza. They want to buy us out. This afternoon, I said yes.
Please welcome back the fabulous Felicity Huffman. Glass with your outfit. That's service.
God. Who gets to sit up there?
Very, very special people. Hello, very special people. Actually, people that get seasick or motion sick, we put up there because the people spin in the middle.
Okay, I bet you found that out the hard way, huh?
Yeah, well, you know, I'm just saying a couple of the seats over here may have been cleaned a few times. So welcome back.
Thank you so much.
You know, we were thinking, we're all gossiping backstage because you were coming back about which one of the housewives we'd most like to live next door to, or which ones were most relatable to us. Lynette is definitely the most relatable, I think.
Oh, well, that's good.
I mean, well, because, you know, she was a single... Yeah, she's not a single mom. She was a stay-at-home mom, and she had to struggle with the whole going from the stay-at-home mom back to work. Of course, she had to deal with cancer, which touches pretty much everyone's life, unfortunately, in one way or another. She doesn't have angelic children. There's problem children. You know, I mean, she seems the most relatable when it comes to the storylines. Do you find that that's the reaction you have from fans when they talk to you? Or?
Well, I think every housewife attracts who is attracted to them. So, you know, the people that, you know, relate to Eva and Terry and Marcia and that. But the people that do come up to me say, I'm a mom, or they say, thank you so much for last season. I had cancer. My sister had cancer. My mother had cancer. You know, it does affect you in one degree, removed or another. And, you know, my kids are driving me crazy, or, you know, I have 4 kids too, or I have 5 kids. So I do get some people coming up.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like some of the other storylines become a little more far-fetched than, you know, Lynette's is pretty easy to latch onto.
Yeah, she's a wife and a mother and a businesswoman, and trying to juggle all those things as some of us try and do, and, you know, fail as I certainly do, and, yeah, we can all relate to failing. I think that's the thing about it. It's the accessibility factor of Lynette.
Yeah. You know, and now it's 5 years in the future, which I just think is so, so brilliant. Everybody that's been here from your show, all your cast members have said how much they're enjoying it. How are you enjoying it?
What I like is that with the 5-year jump, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but the guys have aged, but somehow the housewives, not so much. We're all like, yeah. So that's a good fantasy. They follow us around with like banks of lights to light up our wrinkles. But I love it. It wiped the slate clean. You know, any storylines that didn't work, you throw out. You can keep the ones that do, and then you have this 5-year backlog from which to just pick and choose. It's just like fishing. You know, oh, 2 years ago you had a car accident, and, you know, you developed a drinking problem, and, you know, it's those fun things.
I mean, it's like getting a whole new show within the same show. It's really cool.
Yeah, and the mystery's back, and the mystery's working great, thanks to Neil McDonough and Mark Cherry. So it's a really exciting year. We're having a great time, and I'm so lucky to have the job.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting for the cast, but it's got to be really exciting for the writers, too, you know, and everybody collaborating on this new thing.
It's really, I mean, the table reads, we do a table read before we shoot every episode, and we've been having to add 10 or 15 minutes just because the laughs have been longer, and everyone's having a great time.
But some of the issues with the kids have gotten, I mean, the kids have grown up, so
Yeah.
now you're dealing with like a sort of e-spying issues and drugs and, you know, I mean, it's not just kids being rambunctious in the living room now.
Yes, yeah. You know, I don't have adolescents. My kids are 6 and 8, but I have 6 sisters, all who have gone through adolescence. And they say, in a funny way, you have to, I'm sure some of you guys can relate, you have to be closer than ever before, and you have to give them more room than ever before. And so it's that dance of knowing when to move in and when to move back. I keep looking for head nods, and I don't see any. So maybe
No,
I'm
you got our whole right
I
side
did?
over here.
I'm looking in
yeah.
the wrong place. None of you guys have teenagers. I'm only talking to you. So that's what she's dealing with, and we miss the kids. I think my mic pack just fell out of my butt, so that's unfortunate. Can't say that. Everyone can't say that. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
No, it's good. That's where I like to keep my mic pack. What about you?
Mine on my bra, really.
Yeah, I don't need a bra, but whatever. So we have Charlie and Max Carver. Who are the new twins, who are the loveliest young men. They're 20 years old. They play 16. They look just like Matt Damon, shockingly like Matt Damon.
That's true,
I know,
actually.
Really true. And I was very sad to see, you know, our old family move on to other things because they had to grow up 5 years. But
yeah, it's like,
they replaced them, and they're wonderful, wonderful actors and wonderful people. So it's really fun.
But I didn't think about that element of it. You guys really were a family, and now some of the family members have to change.
I know. At the wrap party, I found myself crying, and everyone looked at me oddly. But it was sad to say goodbye, and I loved those kids. I mean, they were just great. They just pounded each other and jumped on each other. And I mean, it really was those little twins, the Kinsman twins. They would just jump up and start to run. Then the other would leap on the other one, and he'd carry him around until he got squished flat, and then they'd laugh, and then it would happen with the other one. It was just, it was like some odd video game.
It must have been the dream job for little boys, though, you know?
Yeah.
And their moms must have been like, oh, yeah, sure, have some sugar. Who cares? You're going to run it off at work. Yeah?
I remember once I was doing a scene with the 2 little twins, and they were supposed to sort of be rambunctious in the minivan. This is back in season 2 or something like that. So I'm driving along, and my God, they got so rambunctious. They were taking the car seats and like throwing in the front seat, and I don't know how they did it, but they broke this minivan in a 2-minute thing. And I literally started being frightened for my life, and I pulled over the car, and I was like, where's their mother?
What issues are you guys dealing with at home now? Are you going through anything, any phases with the girls? Or are they just angels?
No, they're not angels. We seem to be in this big... We adopted a dog 2 years ago, and then we adopted a hamster, and then we adopted a rabbit, and...
Whoa. No,
and now the rabbit is riding the dog around, much to the dog's dismay. So we seem to be turning... Now I think we're going to get chickens. I don't know what's going on.
Turn this into an act. The chicken on the rabbit on the dog.
Yeah,
and, you know,
exactly.
yeah.
I don't know what our neighbors say. But in terms of the kids, they're actually great. They're 1st and 2nd grade. And
Are they a lot like each other, or are they very different?
they're sort of like chalk and cheese, to use an English phrase.
Chalk and cheese.
Chalk and cheese. They're very different, but complementary. I mean, you know, they fight, and they also have a great time. If they're away from each other for 2 or 3 hours, they miss the other one. But it's like any household. You know, you stumble along, and we have family meetings going, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing either. How should we make them make their bed? I don't know. Yelling's not working. What do you want to try? We need consequences. Yeah, that's good. Okay, you do it. So we're sort of stumbling along, figuring it out as it goes.
It's like a table read for the kids.
Yeah,
You sit down and have a little table read.